And we talked this morning. We are going to be aggressive this year. All right? We're going to be aggressive. We're going to put the pressure on the defense.
I always like to think about taking what's given to you as quickly as possible, right? So if I get a base hit, what's given? First base. But I want to cut down the distance of the base that's in question.
Working on base running, speed, and acceleration. So we have some good data that we've collected over the years that can correlate with base running and stolen bases. And one of Rocco and the staff's big initiatives this year is to be better on the bases. So this is one way we're trying to correlate the two and bring the two together. One, it helps with reaction time, first step quickness, speed, acceleration, but really we can hone in on technique and sprint mechanics. And give them video feedback. By video them and then give them some objective feedback as well.
Everybody's here got a little different speed level, right? It's not a prerequisite to run the bases properly. Now some guys, a ball that you might be able to go first to third on might be different than another guy who's maybe faster to go first to third on.
The bags are different. They're a little bigger this year. They're a little flatter, so it don't have the cushion that the old bags used to. So we got to be good with our angles and our cuts, all right? Inside part of the base, never hit the top of the bag.
Remember that in spring training, if you're not overly comfortable taking chances, you got no downside to kind of finding out what you can do down here, right?
You know, every year in camp, there's a couple of spots toward the back end of your roster that you're gonna have to figure out. You recognize there are injuries, there are health challenges through the course of camp, getting guys ready for the season. But ultimately, when you see a young player come in as a non-roster, someone who knows he has to go compete to get back on the Major League roster, it's really fulfilling from where we sit to know that you see a player go out and do that work, get himself ready, and ultimately go earn that opportunity. We feel really good about what Willie can bring to us. He was a target for us in the non-roster camp list when we started the free agent process, and we're really excited about the role that he can help play for this club right at the outset of the season.
It's been great. With the teams that I've been, with the Cleveland Guardians, Detroit, and now Minnesota, it's been good, For me, to be honest, it's one of the best organizations I've been. Having all these new faces, get to know more people. As I've seen so far, it's going to be a great team. We're going to battle.
It was really exciting, yeah. I was a little speechless there for a second, but, it's something you dream of as a kid, obviously make a debut, and then obviously, that's something you want to do is break with the team, so pretty exciting.
The roster is always a challenge. We focus on the 26 players that will be there on opening day, and that's a credit to all the work that's gone in for those players. But in the front office, we're always focused on what's the next player, how much depth do we have, how do we maintain a roster through the course of a season. We understand that 26 is going to be really important to our success, but how do we build out the remainder of camp? It's really hard on those last couple of spots. It's really hard on those players who are on the outside looking in, but we make sure they know that there's an opportunity, and there's going to be an opportunity for them to impact this team in 2023.
Myron B.
Ooh.
Like, if you look at Otani, Trey Turner, even Soto, like all those guys are grounded real early, and they just keep their core and then just rip. 2-3 years, everybody's gonna be doing that. No more leg kicks.
Right, it's gonna be too hard.
I promise this game's not that easy.
Swing it. A lot of positivity, a lot of energy, a lot of smiles, fun. Makes it a lot easier getting up in the morning, come to spring training, when everybody's on the same page.
I know for me, when everybody got in, it was like, we finally get to play together, and it's like that feeling for everybody. We finally get the chance to play together, and I don't know, like that's that uniqueness that I'm talking about. You don't really find everybody that's like, man, I wanted to play with the Minnesota Twins. I wanted to play with you, or like Correa, for instance. I remember us in low A, and I was like, one day maybe we'll play together, because we played against each other in low A, and it was like, now we look back and it's like a joke, because it's reality to us now, you know, and it's something that we kind of cherish, because we didn't forget what we was talking about then, and it kind of relates to now, and it made our bond way stronger.
Well, you know, Correa is a superstar, and he's a superstar in the field and out of the field. And obviously, for me, being from Puerto Rico, you know, he means a lot. How I said before, he's you know, the only #1 overall pick in Puerto Rico, so that was a big deal when he got drafted. But now that I'm playing with him, you know, being next to him, you know, him being a short and me being a third, it's awesome. You know, I get all his advices, you know, all the things. He wants to help me out every day. You know, he wants me to be a superstar too. So that's the main goal, and you know, it's we're gonna give our 100% every day out there. So the main goal is to win a championship, man.
Yeah, I think as a whole, this team has taken a family culture, and in a family culture, everyone is helping, and in every part, whoever needs help is getting help. So. That's kind of what we strive to do here. That's what we're building, and that's what's happening now. Is everyone's kind of pulling their weight and helping where things are needed.
We walked into 2023 knowing we had close to 70 players in camp. With the WBC coming and the competitions that we knew would evolve through the course of camp, our focus was on keeping players healthy and getting them ready for the season. And as we continued to progress, as our players came back from the WBC, we started to realize that the 26-man roster was starting to come into full focus.
Final week, man, is where you ramp up things, where you start playing spring training games like they're meaningful games and they're regular season games. You want to get that mentality right, and you want to get your body ready. So, you know, playing longer games, meaning as we're playing until the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, and just make sure we're ready for opening day.
Last week, everything is you're getting ready for the season. You know, you're not doing nothing crazy, but you're ramping up on the bases a little bit more. You're picking up. You got your cards. You focus on the cards, trying to make sure you're lined up a little bit better. You know, early in camp, it's just more you getting the feel, reacting, using your instincts. And the last week, you really zone in on, you know, what we're going to be doing in the season, and that's kind of where you practice all spring, but that last week you really like emphasize what you're trying to do, what you want to do, and you start putting that into effect.
When we traded for Pablo Lopez, we had heard so many good things about who he was as a player, how he prepared, how he worked. We got a first-hand look at all of that work when he came into spring training this year, and even when he departed us for Team Venezuela, we found all of the things that he was doing to be truly the mark of what a top of your rotation guy should be. And he was that for us. He's earned that opportunity. He's thrown the ball exceptionally well. We're really excited about what he can do for us on opening day.
So being the opening day starter was not something in my mind, so it kind of caught me off guard when they told me, and obviously I could not be any happier. You know, I'm part of this amazing rotation where any guy would have been deserving of being the opening day starter, but I could not be any more grateful and thankful for the opportunity. And you know, ever since I joined the Twins, I've been so happy, and this just encourages me even more to just keep showing up, to let them know that I'm trying my everything to help as much as I can.
One of the goals we set for our roster as we went into the season was to make sure that we had all the protection, all the versatility we would need to get through 162 games and hopefully longer into a long postseason run. In order to do that, you need depth. You need to make sure that you're prepared and protected at a number of positions. Adding Michael A. Taylor and Kyle Farmer and Donovan Solano and players that have the pedigree that they have that ultimately can go play multiple spots for us only helps deepen our roster. And we feel like as we enter the season this year, especially with some of the injuries at the outset that we anticipate, we will be able to navigate those inevitable challenges of navigating through the course of a season and putting really good major league players on the field.
Obviously, pretty excited because it's going to be our first time using the new unis, you know, in the season. So pretty proud about that. It's going to be obviously my first opening day, home opener. So it's going to be a good one. Excited about that too. And just excited to see the fans and, you know, play in front of them and see how they are this year. So I think, you know, it's going to be a fun one.
We got a great pitching staff with a great bullpen, and you know, the young guys came in, guns blazing, they're ready to go. They look fantastic, and you know, I'm excited to see that lineup on opening day.
With the team that we have, the World Series. You know, just that's the set of our eyes. So for me, each and every day we come out here, it's us focusing and preparing to go to the World Series. And you know, that's that winning mentality that we're gonna create here, and that Rocco preached to us since day one. You know, like, most important thing here is winning. Picking your boys up, picking your brothers up, making sure that we hold each other accountable, respectful, and you know, everything else will take care of itself. You go out, you play your game, and that's the fun part of the game. You know, it just simplifies it for us to just go out and be the team that we know we can be, and that's win the World Series.